And welcome on in to another episode of Getting Well with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry. That's Nick beside me, Tim beside him, Dave down below, bottom left, Bryant bottom right, and we are ready to break down some baseball for today. Me and Nick will have some thoughts in the called CFL game at the end as well. Packed house today. I picked 3 games, and obviously we'll have last pitch. So we'll just jump right into it right away. With this one. The Phillies are headed to Miami, and I'll bring up the current odds here. The Marlins got the win yesterday, the afternoon game. Phillies have lost 4 in a row, leaving Toronto, 2-game series that they lost, and now they're on their way to Miami. You can find Philadelphia anywhere from plus 150 or plus 140 to plus 155. Miami money line, you're looking at minus 165 to minus 180. Total basically 7, some 6.5s, kind of split 7 or 6.5 depending where you look. In this one, I'm on Miami first 5 minus a half. I was going to look at maybe Phillies team total under, but Phillies team total under in the first 5 was like minus 160 for under 1.5. So there was no value there. So basically looking at it, I got it at minus 105 earlier. You can still get it for minus 105 at Bet Victor. Basically, that's, I think, Miami leading after the first 5 is kind of the best way to go in this one. Alcantara, well, we know what we're going to get from him. Gibson on the other side, we don't really know what we're going to get from him. Really good in his last game against St. Louis. However, we know what St. Louis's offense was doing. 7 days previous to that, he actually got smashed by St. Louis, and then previous to that, he got smashed by San Diego. So not really sure exactly what we're going to get from Kyle Gibson, but I know what we're going to get from Alcantara. So I think Miami first 5 minus a half, minus 105 is the way I went in this game. Nick, Phillies and Marlins, what do you think here?
Yeah, I'm on the same page here. That was the first thing I looked at when I saw this slate was I saw 2 different games. One of them was the Miami Marlins here with one of my favorite pitchers heading into the season with Sandy Alcantara pitching, and I immediately grabbed the F5 minus the half a run. I got it at minus 105 last night. This is another opportunity for Sandy Alcantara to go out there and shove his last start before the All-Star game, where hopefully he'll start the All-Star game. I think it'll probably be Clayton Kershaw because Clayton Kershaw has never started an All-Star game. It's in Dodger Stadium, blah, 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 blah. It should be Sandy Alcantara starting that game. I think he goes out here, and he goes out there looking to throw 8 innings a game. I think he goes 8 innings, gives up maybe a run on like 3 hits and strikes out 9. So I think this is another game where Sandy goes out there and shoves. So I took the Marlins in the first 5 on the run line.
How has Kershaw not started an All-Star game in his career?
I saw that too. He's never started an All-Star game.
Interesting. Maybe not. Maybe them trying not to show bias all these years. But, Tim, what do you think here, Phillies and Marlins?
Yeah, I can go with what Nick said, that Sandy Alcantara can go out and push and shove and go 1 earned run in 8 innings, and the Marlins could still lose this game. It's not as much of I don't know what Gibson's going to come out and do. It's more of the Marlins can't hit right now. Like their offense has been one of the worst in baseball the last little while. Solera's been out for a little bit. They just haven't been able to get anything going. You just saw them struggle offensively at home versus Pittsburgh. Yeah, this is going to be a rough series for Miami if they can't hit. And I think it's not like Gibson's a bad pitcher. Gibson's a pretty good pitcher. I know he got shelled the last 2 out of 3 starts, but I could see him having a good start in this one. And when it comes to it, I'm going under. I got the under 7. I know it's like heavily juiced now. I was able to get it when it was like minus 120. It's up into minus 130. You might even get 6.5s now. So I'm on the under. I really don't see anything else happening, whether this is a 1-0 game or 2-1 game, or I really don't see much offense in this one.
All right. Dave, Phillies and Marlins, what do you think here?
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I like the Marlins first five. A couple things. I got it at -120. It's gone the opposite direction. I'm probably going to bet it again. I can get it at -110. A couple things. One is Marlins offense does scare me too, but Sandy Alcantara gets 4 runs of run support. That's what he averages. So his team comes out and plays for him. Now Kyle Gibson gets 5, but that's over the whole season. That was with Bryce Harper, and that's not against Sandy Alcantara. And another thing I found is I've been real big on the top 10 pitchers, first 5 money winners, and top 10 money losers. Kyle Gibson's the 5th worst pitcher in the first 5 innings. He's 5-11-1, and if you bet him every time he went out, you would have lost 6.65 units. So we need 1 run. We need Marlins 1-0 after the 5th inning, and I think we do it.
Yeah, I think all of us would be fine with that.
Yeah. And the under's not a bad play either, so I could back the under too.
All right. Bryant, I know you back Sandy all year long. Phillies and Marlins, going back to it again?
Absolutely, man. It's my favorite day it's one of my favorite days throughout the week. Get to see Sandy pitch. This is an easy call for me. When I saw him on the slate, I knew what I was going to go to. We get the Marlins at home. They play much better at home. They hit better at home, quote unquote. But as Tim said, they're just not hitting right now as a whole. And so for me, when you have a pitcher this dominant, I don't have any issues completely eliminating offense out the game. I'm solely going back to my favorite thing. I'm going with the Phillies F5 team total under a half. Sandy has cashed this the last 2 times that it is he's came through the rotation. And for people who want some stats on that, the last time he faced the Phillies, he went basically 8 innings. He only gave up 2 runs. He gave up 1 run on a Bryce Harper double. Bryce is not playing tonight. And that was through the first 5. So if you want to be safe, and I highly recommend this, maybe as a parlay piece or something like that, I would take the parlay piece of the Phillies F5 team total under 1.5. That's at -155 right now. Not bad. Like I said, if you mix it in with a parlay piece, I think you'll be fine. But I'm going for the home run here, and I'm just going to go with him to keep them shut out for 5 straight innings, no runs at +175 is what I got it at. I think right now it went down to +160. But nonetheless, those are my 2 plays in this game, and then I also have Alcantara's 5 strikeouts and the Marlins to win at +105. That is a single bet. I'm just doing that because I think that, like you guys said, they somehow, some way, they find a way to play for this guy. They're always competitive in every game he pitches, and obviously that's partially because of him, but also in order for them to win some of these games, like in St. Louis where he threw a complete game, they had to hit. They had to figure out ways. Avisel Garcia hit the game tying home run or the game leading home run in the top of the 9th inning. They find ways to score runs when he's playing. So, I'm gonna back the Marlins in those specific ways. I'm not gonna take the regular just side in this, but those are my plays. And generally, like I said, I've been profitable backing Sandy. So why not stop now?
Exactly. So give us 1-0. 1-0 Miami after 5, and we're all happy.
I think we're all happy. Yeah. Well, I'm cool with that.
Well, we'll move on to the next one here. The White Sox are in Minnesota for the second game of this series here. You can find the White Sox anywhere from around +120, most places. The Twins -140, -145. 9s, some 9.5s, 8.5, depending on where you go in this one. Michael Kopech for the White Sox has been giving up runs. He's allowed at least 3 runs in 4 of his last 5 games. The only game he didn't was against Detroit in his last start, but he did give up 2 earned runs and 4 hits in 5.1 innings. He's been walking guys too. 3 walks against Detroit, 4 walks in the previous game against Minnesota, where he went 4.2 innings, gave up 8 hits and 6 earned runs, including 4 home runs to Minnesota. And then now that was in Chicago. Now he's headed to Minnesota in this one. I like the first 5 over 5, which I got at minus 110. I just expect runs in this game. Smeltzer on the other side, a pitcher I have generally liked to back, but he's been a bit more shaky as of late. And the White Sox, we know they can hit lefties. So I think the best way to go about this is just to take runs. So I took the first 5 over 5. Normally, I wouldn't want to go that high with the first 5. Normally, like 4.5 or 4. But in this situation, I think it's going to soar over that total. Nick, White Sox and Twins, what do you think here?
Yeah, last night I had the White Sox money line. That was quite the sweat there. But yeah, I'm going to be right back on the White Sox here again today. I think this is a team that you're going to eventually see turn the corner. And I think there's probably going to be value on them in the second half of the season. I wouldn't hate taking them to win the AL Central right now because I still think this Minnesota bullpen is very unreliable, and this Minnesota team can be very lackluster at times. And fully healthy, I think that this is a White Sox team that should cruise with this division. I also did take the first 5 under 5 in this one. Actually, I like taking those under 5s in the first 5. I don't like the way the market's moving towards the under in this one I was looking at here, and then also the wind's blowing in at 7 miles an hour, which is not good hitting weather here in Minnesota. So I do think that we could see potentially a lower scoring first 5 in this one. If you're looking to go over, I'd take it full game, because I don't trust this White Sox bullpen, and I don't trust the Minnesota bullpen at all either. So I'm going to be taking this first 5 under 5, and I also like the White Sox on the money line.
Interesting. Tim, White Sox Twins, what do you think here?
I think most people kind of know my opinion on the AL Central, that I just cannot get these teams right. So with a Minnesota team, with the Lynx, I know Toby said Lynx minus 3.5. I'd prefer the over in that game. Just figure I'd throw that one out there. I figured that's the Minnesota team that I'll actually pay attention to tonight. But no, this is not a game I got involved in. I can never get these right. And that being said, I'll have a play on the Chicago-Minnesota game tomorrow. But most of the time, if it's a AL Central versus AL Central, I'm probably not betting it.
All right. Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
You don't have to bet every game, luckily. Dave, White Sox Twins, any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't love this game. I don't have a pick on it. I can say that it looks like a Minnesota spot, and Minnesota's numbers, they were hitting right-handed pitching pretty well, but what happened last game? They lost by double digits. So I can't get a feel on these teams. The NL Central for me is that division. Next is the AL Central. I can't get a feel. It feels like, especially the White Sox are kind of flailing in the wind like a flag. So I'm kind of waiting to after the All-Star break. I can say that, gun to my head, I'd probably pick the money line. It's at minus 130 for the first 5 innings. Kopech, talk about bad pitchers in the first 5 innings. Kopech's 10th worst money earning. He's 5-9-2, and you would have lost 5.35 units if you bet him money line first 5 every game. I don't know. Kopech's supposedly their best pitcher. Smeltzer, I bet on him, lost and won equally. I don't have a good feel on this game. I lean Minnesota first 5, but I'm not betting it.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. Bryant, White Sox Twins, any thoughts here?
Yeah. This game is a hard pass on the sides. And I'm looking at team totals. And my money is going towards the Chicago White Sox team total. I know I sound crazy, but I like the White Sox team total over 2.5 for the first 5, simply because they are the best team in the MLB against hitting lefties. If you would probably be up some serious units if you bet on the White Sox against lefties this year and the Braves against lefties, because the things that they do to them are unholy at this point. And they're first in average, first in OPS, first in weighted batting average as well, and also first in weighted runs created plus against left-handed pitching. Simply put, the White Sox mash lefties. They did it last year. They're doing it this year. It's almost like clockwork. Even if they could be in the middle of like a 6-game losing streak, a lefty comes around and they're putting up 7 runs. It's like a lock. I don't know why, but it's just their thing. So with that being said, I like the White Sox team total over 2.5. I think they jump on Smeltzer. It's a divisional opponent. They've seen him before, if I'm not mistaken. But even if they haven't, it's just something about it. They're able to sit back on pitches. They can read the ball a lot better, especially those righty bats that you got like Tim Anderson, Jose Abreu, Elo Jimenez, guys like that. The big thumpers in their lineup, they see the ball coming out from those lefties a lot better than they do against righties, and it shows. And they've been starting to hit the ball pretty well with their lineup, slowly starting to get a little bit healthier. So for me, I am personally, like I said, I am taking the White Sox F5 team total over 2.5, and I'm going to run with that. I got it at plus 110. Yeah, and I think that there's value in the overall over. I'm not as confident in that, considering what Nick said about weather and things of that nature. But I do expect there to be runs, and I think you could honestly do the same for Kopech. He walks too many guys, and his FIP. Both of their FIPs are north of 6. So, and their Sierras aren't good. They're both in the red and there as well. So I really think you could get away with going some sort of team total on either side. But I'm going to get the plus money on the team that I've had success betting on in regards in this specific situation against lefties, and I'm going to take the White Sox.
All right. Yeah, I think we'll see runs in this game. I do, but we'll have to see. Next up, the Battle of Los Angeles. Actually, a series that I look forward to. It's kind of fun to see Trout obviously on one side facing the Dodgers on the other side. Didn't really get to see that last year. I don't think he was playing at all.
And you probably won't be able to see it this year. I don't think he's playing right now.
Yeah, he had back spasms, so I don't know if he's. Pretty sure no lineup was confirmed when I last checked.
You're not going to see. You're probably not going to see see Trout until after the All-Star game. A back injury is not something they want to take lightly.
Yeah, don't worry, Turnsy. We'll be discussing that here on Last Pitch. Don't worry. But it won't. He had back spasms, which unfortunately I think is a reason why the strikeout prop didn't hit yesterday. Because if you look at Trout, he's been striking out a lot. So unfortunately, a little bit short there.
Framber Valdez wasn't accurate last night, and he screwed up my sweep by 1 strikeout. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, me too. I needed the 1 strikeout. Most of my strikeout props yesterday I think they were all by 1 that I lost. So a little rough, but. Dodgers you can find around minus 200, some places minus 189. Angels around plus 170 to plus 160. Total 7.5, some 8s in this one. I do have the Dodgers money line in a two-team parlay, which you probably all know what the other team is. It's been cashing for me, so I'm going to keep hitting it. But I also have the Dodgers money line and Kershaw over 5.5 strikeouts at minus 105. It's a player performance double on FanDuel. That's basically the way I decided to tackle this game. Kershaw's been getting strikeouts. We all know the Angels strikeout. I really think Dodgers win this game. So I was looking at the Dodgers money line and Kershaw over 6.5 strikeouts, a plus money. I think it was like plus 140 or something. But getting burned by 1 strikeout, I'm like, you know what? I'm fine with the minus 105. So Dodgers money line, Kershaw over 5.5 strikeouts at minus 105. And then Dodgers money line in a parlay with Atlanta. That's just been hitting for me when I bet it. So I'm going right back to it today. 2 units on it today. I really like it. But I like the Dodgers in this spot. to at least win this game. Nick, Angels Dodgers. What do you think here?
I think we're going to see a good pitching matchup. Patrick Sandoval has been kind of underrated this year. He's probably one other than Shohei Ohtani. He's probably the best pitcher on this Angels team. And he's going up against Clayton Kershaw. And yes, they did last night. And hopefully they will tonight as well. But yeah, for this game, I had the first 5 under 4 in this spot. I got that at minus 120. I expect both these pitchers to go out and shove. And I like both these pitchers, and the market's moving that way as well. So I end up landing on that first 5 under 4.
All right, Tim, Angels Dodgers. What do you think here?
Yeah, this is just another game I didn't get involved in. The Dodgers have been. I mean, they had a good. No, they're still a part of a good run. They won 2 out of 3 from the from St. Louis, where they honestly could have swept them. Or they could have lost 2 out of 3. And then you're coming back from St. Louis across the country to LA. I do not recommend backing the Angels at any stretch of the imagination, just because they are an absolute mess right now. It would have to be Dodger run line or nothing. There had to have been a reason that I was not on this game. I think the run line was like 125 last night, and I just didn't attack it. So it would be a lean towards the Dodgers. But with them traveling across the country, I could easily see this one being a 5-4 type game, and it'd be very close. So, or I could see the Angels winning outright. But I'm not going after this game.
All right, Dave, the Battle of Los Angeles. What do you think here?
Well, these are 2 teams. My 2 teams growing up. It's the area where I grew up, and oftentimes when my 2 teams play or teams play, I don't. So pass. This is a pass anyways. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be interested in watching it. But I can't back the Angels. I can hardly back the Angels on any straight bet, sides or totals. It's got to be some sort of prop or whatever. And Mike Trout's not playing, and Ohtani, nothing looked good there. And the Dodgers scared me against the Cardinals, to tell you the truth. The Cardinals are a low-scoring team and not as good as the Dodgers, and they let them score a ton of runs, and they had to come back 2 games. So who knows what's going on with them. The main reason why I'm passing is Clayton Kershaw. When he came back off the IL against Colorado, he stunk. And the past 2 games, he's been pretty good. But to me, he looks fat. Clayton Kershaw is a string bean, and he's got some weight on him. He looks unhealthy. He's old or older. So I don't know what we're going to get with him. Even his strikeout prop versus the Angels is at 8 to get plus money. So there's just not a way that I can back this. If I did parlays, or 2 teams, 2-bet single bets like the one that Terry put out there, that's not a bad one. To have the Dodgers win the game and Kershaw have 6 Ks, but he just got tagged 2 games ago. So this is a hard pass for me. I'm watching the game, but no bets.
All right, Bryant, Angels and Dodgers. What do you think here?
Yeah. We get the 2 LA teams duking it out. I can't in any way, shape, or form back the Angels here. I'm going to read off a quick tweet from a Angels beat reporter to explain how bad they're doing. They have, where's it at? They shook last night after the game. They had shook out 13 times, 42 times in that series against the Astros. They left 14 men on base last night. They're obviously 20 games out of first place, and they have not won a game that Ohtani has not pitched in since June 27th. I am not getting involved in that. Like Tim said, it is run line or bust here. Minus 190, that's a parlay piece for me, so I am going to use that. But the better value and the one that I'm going to put a little bit more coin towards is I'm going with the Dodgers on the run line. I'm getting the Dodgers at minus 120. I'm going to double up. I know this may sound a little crazy. I think Sandoval is a pretty solid pitcher, but I think it's just a bad spot. The Dodgers are rolling right now. I know everyone's like, well, they had to travel, but they also kind of traveled into a place that they're familiar playing in, or a city that they're familiar playing in. It's very conceivable they all might have honestly slept in their own beds last night. But with that being said, I am also going to double up with the Dodgers on the F5 run line at minus 1.5 and go for the plus money at plus 140. I can't see Sandoval going through this lineup twice and not getting lit up. And it's not to say he's a bad pitcher, but again, I just think that the Dodgers are finding ways to figure it out. Gavin Lux, I think there's only like 5 guys above him right now that have like in the National League that have higher not OPS but on base percentage than him. So they're getting contribution from guys that aren't even like the main ones, like the Max Muncies and the Mookie Betts and the Freddie Freemans of the world. And those guys are showing up every night as well. So for me, I think that the Dodgers just steamroll this team. It's kind of where I'm at with it. And yeah, so like I said, I'm going to go with the F5 run line -0.5 at plus 140, the full game at minus 125. And I'm also going to throw the Dodgers in a parlay as well.
All right, go Dodgers. Next up, BetStamp. Use code WILD. Obviously, you see the odds when I bring them up. You can find the best odds at whatever book you have access to or books. Definitely do your line shopping. Follow me there at Let's Go Wild Picks. And use code WILD when signing up. We'll jump into last pitch, and I will quickly go over whatever else we have in baseball. I will start with the Kansas City Royals and Toronto game. Congratulations to Nick on cashing both of his plays yesterday in that game. You said you're going to bet against every team that's plus or that's minus 300. So that's your kind of rule there. And we'll see if you're profitable at the end. Definitely a good start. But I do not think you're going to cash that today. We have Alek Manoah on the mound, the Jays' best pitcher. And we have Kansas City. We have Greinke on the mound. I was really excited when I found out it was going to be a Greinke versus Manoah matchup. Greinke on the road this year, 0-4 with a 7.46 ERA. At home, he's 3-1 with a 1.86 ERA. So he's a completely different pitcher on the road than at home. Both of those are in 7 games played. In night games, he's 1-2 in 6 games with a 6.82 ERA. And his 1 game on turf in 1 game played 0-1 with a 17.18 ERA. He's on turf tonight. He's playing at night, and he's on the road. And I think this is a great spot for the Jays, who got embarrassed yesterday. I made a mistake, and probably like the Blue Jays did as well. I underestimated the Kansas City Royals. I thought it doesn't really matter who's pitching for them. The Jays won't lose to a AAA team, but they did. So I'm sure the Jays will be more focused today. There's video on Greinke. They know what they're going to get from him. I think they smash him. I took the Jays first 5 team total over 2.5 at minus 125. I have 2 units on that. Greinke's crap on the road. And this is a perfect for the Jays to bounce back. So I like them on the over 2.5 in the first 5. I am going to take the Baltimore Orioles, who are in Tampa Bay. Basically, for the reason is they are red hot. Yes, they're off a day off. So we'll see if the day off does kill their momentum. But from some quotes that I heard, they're not happy with this little run. They don't just want it to be like, oh, they went on a run. They want to actually do something. And they actually want to make the playoffs. And they're not really kind of focused on this run. They're focused on making the playoffs. And they think they're a playoff team. Wells has pitched great, especially as of late. Patino only pitched 1 inning, got hurt. So apparently he's only going to pitch 3 innings. So we won't really get much from him. But, Tyler Wells, in his last 7 games, he is 5-0 with a 2.75 ERA. So he's pitched well. Baltimore's playing well. I think it's a good spot for them at plus money. So now Baltimore money line plus 110.
By the way, with Patino, he did throw 78 pitches in his last rehab start in AAA. You should see him pitch 80 plus tonight. There's not that much restrictions on him, so you may see him go 4 or 5 innings.
I thought I read 3 innings max, but
I saw he pitched 78 pitches in his last rehab start.
That doesn't mean he's going to go deep into the game. They probably just want to warm him up into it.
but it shows that he could go 80 pitches tonight if they need him to.
Okay, I swear I read a quote from the manager that said that he would be.
He may. I didn't see any quotes, so he may only go 3 innings tonight. But I was just mentioning that he did go 78 pitches in his last start.
All right, and all that else that I have is a 3-teamer: Seattle money line for baseball, San Diego money line, and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, which we'll get to here shortly. That's a 3-teamer for plus 282, half unit on that. I really like Seattle. Robbie Ray, he must have been watching the show when I was shit talking him because the start of the year he was shit.
I mean, who doesn't watch
anything like he was yesterday? And now, not yesterday, nothing like he was last year. And now he's playing like the Cy Young player he was last year. So Seattle, as hot as they are, I'll definitely back them with him on the mound. But at the price, I had to put it in a parlay. And I put it in with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, which I like, which we'll get to. And I added San Diego as a third because Bumgarner, since being traded to Arizona, has lost every start in San Diego or against San Diego. So I'm kind of leaning on here that the Padres will win. I think it's a good spot for them. Darvish, much better at home than on the road. Coming off a good start against San Francisco. I think he has another one against the lowly Arizona. Nick, last pitch. What do you think here?
Yeah, I am on Yankees Red Sox first 5 under 4.5 for this one there. When it comes to that Toronto Kansas City game, we ride at dawn. Give me the Royals first 5 full game money lines again. With this Kansas City team, they're just having fun right now. And it gives the organization a good chance for these 4 games to really see what they have for prospects. And we're noticing that these prospects are going to be able to step up. They have nothing to lose, everything to gain. And that's a dangerous team. They're playing loose. They're playing relaxed. And you have a Toronto team that's crap. We have to win. We have to win. And I'm just wondering how long we're going to go until maybe we have a realization with them and the White Sox where maybe they're just not the teams we were expecting them to be heading into the season. So I'm going to gladly go ahead and take plus 245 first 5 and plus 280 full game. No, I don't need to win every single one of these bets. I just need to win 30% of them to be profitable the rest of the season. So I'm totally okay with that. So give me the Royals there first 5 full game. Probably a play not many people are going to like. I'm going to back Patino here in the first 5 at minus 125 in the Rays. I was noticing that the decent majority of the money and the tickets were coming in on Baltimore, and the books are not scared. They're taking that Baltimore money. They're moving the line, saying, "Here's a better line to bet Baltimore." I'm going to take Tampa only in the first 5 innings though, because I can see this as a game where Baltimore does come back because they're when you win this type of one, you have this type of winning streak. There's no point in their attitudes where like, yeah, we're out of this game. So Rays first 5 there for me. Mariners first 5 full game run lines. I'm going to back Ray. He's a massive pitching advantage there in that one. I got the first 5 under 4.5 with Cincy and St. Louis. I like Hunter Green and Palante. I think can put out a decent performance as well. And we are seeing St. Louis struggle to hit other than against the Dodgers apparently. I lean toward, or I have the first 5 under 6 and the full game money line for the Pirates. I think that I like Jose Quintana. I like the way he's pitched so far this year. And Herman Marquez has pitched a little bit better as of late, so I think that they can keep it under 6 for the first 5 innings. And we mentioned the Dodgers Angels. I'm kind of leaning Angels on the side in that game. I don't like the way that the market has moved on this game. It's moved towards the Angels, even though the money is coming in on the Dodgers. This is a travel spot for the Dodgers. I know that's not that big of a deal, but also you got to keep in mind, and we got to watch out with this with Alcantara tonight. We can watch out for this with Manoah tonight, and with Kershaw tonight. And I don't think Woodruff or none of the pitchers in that Milwaukee matchup are that. But watch out for these pitchers that their next pitching appearance is going to be in the All-Star game because they may be looking ahead to that potentially. So caution with that. But for me, I'm going to that's my full card there for baseball.
All right, Tim.
I'm going to be back in the two best teams, the two hottest teams in baseball, I should say, right now. Seattle and Baltimore. I've been riding them throughout their entire streak, and I'm not stopping now. I've already been up a nice solid chunk of money because of them, so going to keep riding. I'm on Pittsburgh with Nick as well. Back in Quintana. Not really. We just saw a big series for Colorado against San Diego. I think this could be a letdown spot for them. I took the under in San Francisco, St. Louis and Cincinnati. St. Louis has just not been able to hit lately. I could see the Reds winning that game straight up. I took the Astros. I took them with Odorizzi on the mound. It got switched out for Urquidy. I still like them there. I like the over in the Braves game. And if I would say, and no bias or anything, the biggest trap spot today has got to be the Braves. Because we saw that line open at like 190, and it's sitting at minus 150 now.
It opened at 210. It opened at 210, and it's dropped 55 cents in the favor
and
of Washington.
Who in their right mind right now is betting the Nationals with Patrick Corbin on the mound? That's a big cause concern.
Corbin's been better as of late.
I could see Washington winning that game straight up. I like the under in the Miami game as well. I mentioned that one earlier. I like the over in Minnesota and Indiana. That's the WNBA game. I took the Sun as well, minus 7.5. And then if Tim Leckwood can manage to win the second map, I'll take the map 3 as well. There you go.
Dave, what do you think here? Last pitch.
So I, too, am looking at that Braves game, but there's one bet that's never failed for me the whole season. That's betting against Patrick Corbin. He's garbage. Absolute garbage. His nickname is Dave's ATM. I say he farts dollar bills. That's what he does. He's awful. And Ian Anderson, he's no gem, but he's no Patrick Corbin. And I took a 3-way bet that I should have waited for. Usually I get the best, the best line value, especially in baseball early. I should have waited on this one. I'm going to bet it again. I have Braves first 5. That's my best bet of the day. The Pirates and Rockies, I like the under. I haven't put this to numbers yet, but I think when I bet first game of the series at Coors, when it's been 11 or more runs, I've cashed every time on an under. The Rockies, left-handed pitching at home has been a big thing the beginning of the season. Well, they've really cooled off. Go look at their numbers. So I like that bet. I also like the Orioles too. It makes no sense. Well, I guess it's almost an even coin flip. Luis Patino, he hasn't pitched this year, and he's going up against one of the hottest teams in baseball. I'll take my chances with the Orioles. And 2 more games. One is the Mariners Rangers. The under is at 7.5, or you can get it at 7.5. What happened? Just because Robbie Ray's pitching and Seattle's bullpen's been so good? Have they been watching these teams the past few days and how many runs they've been scoring? Also, the Rangers hit left-handed pitching at a great clip. I think they're 3rd in batting average the past 2 weeks. And Matt Bush, it looks like it's going to be a bullpen game for the Rangers. The Rangers bullpen isn't great. So 7.5, I mean, that should be a slam dunk over there. And then the Brewers Giants, it's at 7. I hit the under last night. I think people might have not been paying attention. That game could have easily gone over, especially even in extra. Yeah, if they score that, there was got runner at 3rd with 1 out. If they score that, the game has to go over 6.5 because the game can't end in a tie. Not to mention, the Brewers stranded 14 runners on base. They got 13 hits and 14 runners on base. These 2 pitchers are way worse than the pitchers that pitched last night. So give me the over all day. So there's a lot of totals for me today.
All right, you're gonna have to choose which one's going to be your total of the day.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Bryant, last pitch. What do you think here?
Yeah. I echo some of the same things everyone else said. I was able to get the Braves F5 team, or not F5, but their team total, full game team total over 5 at minus 115. That's one play that I like. I also like them on the money line, but that's going to be in a parlay with the Padres, Dodgers, and the Yankees team total over 3.5 for about it's 490 or plus 490, I should say. And speaking of the Yanks, I'm going to ladder the team total up to over 4.5. Guys like Stanton, Aaron Judge, have OPS is over 1,000 against Nathan Eovaldi. He is coming off the IL as well. We've talked about this and multiple times. Guys coming off the IL, they just struggle. It doesn't really matter. And again, the one lone outlier was Max Scherzer. But as we talked about, he's cut from an entirely different cloth than the other guys that are coming off the IL. So you can't even really kind of toss him into that grouping. So with that being said, I've got to fade Eovaldi here. I do think the Yankees will win because they've won 9 of Jordan Montgomery's last 11 starts. It's crazy to me that he's 3-2, but he's had 17 decisions. Like he's started 17 games and he's only 3-2. So you really never. Yes, I know. As a Yankee fan, that is insane to me. Most people don't realize that, but he has started 17 games and has only had a record of 3-2. So you really never know how the F5 is going to go with Montgomery. He'll keep it competitive, and somehow the Yankees will find a way to win the game for him. He just won't get the decision. But anyways, going down the list, I am hopping on the Baltimore train again. I've been selective and betting them, but I can't trust Luis Patino. I think he pitched in April, but it was not for a long time.
Opening weekend, he pitched 2/3 innings.
Yeah, exactly. So it was 3 innings, no more than 3 innings. I remember he pitched last year. He got rocked up. He got lit up a couple of times. They've got too much good energy going on around them right now to jump in front of it, and I have no desire to do so. So I'm going to take the Baltimore Orioles to win the game. That's plus money right there. And I think that there's also value in the over 7.5. That was even money when I saw it this morning about 8 o'clock. So I'm on that as well. I also have the Guardians F5 team total over 2.5 at even money against Drew Hutchinson. Hutchinson got lit up. He dodged the Guardians the first time, and that was more luck than anything. His barrel rate was really high. And then they ended up seeing him again, and they lit him up. And I think the same happens again. They're Progressive Field. I think he's a righty as well, and we know how the Guardians do against right-handed pitching. So, yeah, I'm on that. I have the Mariners F5 run line -0.5 at -120. Shout out to Robbie Ray. I think he's found himself. I don't know if he started grunting a little bit more. He got his mojo back. Whatever it is that he does that helps him, it's working right now. So I'm gonna hop in front of that, and I want to not toot my own horn, but I kind of called that game last night where the Rangers literally jumped out on top of Marco Gonzalez early. And somehow, some way, the Mariners came back and won that game. I said it. We literally all kind of called that in some form of fashion yesterday. That's kind of how the vibe we were getting, and it happened. So kudos to everyone on the show for that. That's pretty much it. I wanted to back the Cardinals. I may revisit that between now and the time the game starts, but Hunter Green is a weird case. He's a talented pitcher, but you just never know what you're going to get from him. So I'm going to stay away from that right now. But other than that, I've got the Padres money line. Yu Darvish at home. I've got that parlay that I mentioned earlier with the Dodgers, the Braves, and the Yankees team total over. I think you does what he's got to do. Matt Bum is bumming it up, man, and I hate it because he's a North Carolina guy, and I always try to show love to him, but he's at the end of his rope as a professional ball player now, and you just can't trust him. Can't trust him on the mound. The Diamondbacks don't have enough offense to warrant a pick here, and I think that ultimately Yu does what he's supposed to do, and he'll give them 6 or 7 solid innings, and they'll get enough runs to win the game. So those are my plays for the day.
Perfect. Yeah, the only play I was thinking about adding is the over in the Yankees game.
Yep.
We'll see if I get to that. And then, the stats with Bumgarner. Since he was traded to Arizona 3 years ago, he's 0-5 with a 6.03 ERA in 8 starts, in all of his 8 starts against San Diego. So he has struggled against them. but previous to that in his career, he did really well against them. So Calgary, Winnipeg. I'll be brief. The Blue Bombers, I think, are the best team in the CFL. I was saying to Nick earlier, I don't know if they'll lose a game all season long. That's how good they are. Their game to lose was against BC last week. BC is potentially the second best team in the league, I think. And in BC, Winnipeg still won pretty convincingly. I like Winnipeg money line. I have it in my parlay, and I also took the first 5 -1.5 at -110. I think Winnipeg comes out early. Calgary, a good team for sure, but not the team that they used to be. Winnipeg, the 2-time defending champs, just a great overall team. Quarterback, defense, their offense at times can be kind of but I think it'll be a good win for them here. You could take the -3.5, but with the CFL, you got to be careful. A lot of games do kind of end within 2-1 if they're a close game. But I do like Winnipeg to win this game. Nick, St. Peter's Blue Bombers, what do you think here? You're muted.
Yep, my bad. I was just scrolling around trying to see if I can find a futures prop for Winnipeg to win the Grey Cup again. I do think they're that dominant of a team. We saw last week, and I was all over Winnipeg last week against getting plus money to back them against BC.
2-1.
Huh?
Plus 200 for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to win.
200 for okay. I don't hate that. I can see them three-peating. It's only 9 teams in the CFL, and when you truly look at it, I think their toughest competition, maybe this Calgary team, maybe that BC team. I think we saw that BC team is a good, not great team yet. Calgary, I think, is fool's gold for having that undefeated record. They beat Edmonton twice in between a bye week, and they should have lost against Hamilton down 24-3 at halftime, and they beat Montreal the first week, which we just saw lose to Edmonton. So I think this is a huge step up in competition for Calgary. I still think Calgary puts up points tonight, which is the reason I got to this full game over 48, which I didn't think I would be taking over with a Winnipeg game this year. But I think that I like the way the Winnipeg's offense finally clicked last week, and I think we can see points on both sides here. So I'm on the Winnipeg team total over 24.5. I'm on the full game over 48.5. I did this last night with Montreal. I had Montreal team total over and full game over. And even though Montreal lost straight up, they got the team total. So that's all that mattered there. So that's where I'm going to ride for this one as well. I like Winnipeg team total over and the full game over 48.
Perfect. We will go on to the best bet segment and start with dog of the day, as we always do. For me and for Tim, we are both taking the Baltimore Orioles. Nick, you're going with the Chicago White Sox. Bryant, is there a dog that you like today?
Yeah, my dog is going to be the Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles as well. I almost thought I got the matchup switched up. But yeah, I'm definitely on the Orioles.
Great. Dave, is there a dog that you like today?
Yep, I like the Orioles.
Oh, original, dude. Original. Where did you come up with that one?
Today.
I'm going to take the Rays full game now.
Nick, shut up.
Take the Royals.
Take the Royals, yeah.
Go for it. Yeah. Hey, you could take the Royals. Oh, he is. Don't worry. He is.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
But over or under here, I have a couple totals. Like I like that White Sox Minnesota first 5 over 5, but I'm taking Toronto team total first 5 over 2.5. I have 2 units on this. They're going to hit Greinke, and I will make the prediction live. This can be clipped later if it's wrong, but Toronto Blue Jays will beat the Kansas City Royals tonight.
Wow,
they will score.
Way to go out on a cliff there.
Bold.
And they will score 3 runs against Greinke in the first 5. So I like the team total over 2.5, which I got at -125. Nick, you're taking Winnipeg Calgary over 48.
Yep.
Tim, you're going Atlanta Washington over 9.5.
Yep.
Bryant, is there a total that you like today?
Yes, indeed, my buddy, that man with the dog inside of him. I'm going to put the Philadelphia Phillies team F5 team total under 0.5 runs.
All right. Dave, I know you like quite a few totals. Which one do you want to put as your over-under?
I'm going to go with the Pirates Rockies under 11.
Right.
I'm sending my prayers to you, Dave. I almost hopped on that Padres Rockies under yesterday or 2 days yesterday, and they blasted that in like the 4th inning. So I was like, no, I'm not going to ever get caught in that mess again.
Yeah. Well, that's just I there's this thing where teams, especially from the East Coast or far away, that come to Coors the first game. Not to mention, last year the Rockies were the best team to bet under just because everything was overinflated. But you just see hitters struggle to hit there with the altitude, and the Rockies have slowed down their pace versus lefties. So it's either going to be over real quick or I'm going to win my bet. That's
100%. You'll know. That's how Colorado are.
Yeah.
They'll never tease you. You'll know early, like, okay, all right, I'm getting screwed, or I'm making some money tonight.
Best parlay piece. I'm taking Winnipeg Blue Bombers money line. That's my best parlay piece. I do have a 2-team parlay as my best bet. I could have chose one of those, but I wanted to choose something different. So Winnipeg Blue Bombers to win. Nick and Tim are both taking Seattle Mariners. Bryant, what do you think here for parlay piece?
My parlay piece is going to be the Houston Astros against the Athletics. I know Altuve, but Cole Irvin is just not that guy. I think that they bounce back or they keep the winning streak going. They get the return home for the All-Star break, for the last series before the All-Star break. I think that they take care of business tonight. And we don't have to worry about Odorizzi on the mound. So that's a big thing, or else I wouldn't have taken this at all.
All right. Dave?
I'm going to take the Mariners Rangers 7.5 over. There's just so many ways there could be. I don't care that Robbie Ray's pitching. Rangers are hitting left-handed pitching. This is going to be a bullpen game for the Rangers. Plus, just look at what these teams have done. I don't see why it's so low. You can get it at 8 for plus money, but 7.5 better. Anyways.
Probably because Robbie Ray. That's probably why.
Of course, that's what it is. And the Mariners' bullpen's been so good. But the Mariners have been scoring runs, and so have the Rangers. I mean, it could be the Mariners could score all the runs.
For sure. Best bets. Going to what I should have went with yesterday, but it is what it is. Atlanta and the Dodgers both to win plus 150. I love that parlay. It's been rolling with me for a few weeks to a month at least. Nick, you're going right back to the best bet that you cashed yesterday. Kansas City first 5 money line. You're thinking Manoah will struggle somehow against Greinke. Good luck with that. Tim, you're going Baltimore and Seattle both on the money line.
Yep.
That's 250. Bryant, what do you think here for best bet?
My best bet is going to keep it simple. I'm just going with the Yankees team total over 4.5 at minus 105. I got to get off the Schneid. I've been struggling a little bit. Still the leader in units, but I haven't liked some of my plays. Haven't cashed who I want to. So I think the Yankees. I think we see a lot of runs in the Bronx tonight. So that's where I'm going.
All right. And Dave, you said earlier, and it is correct, right? Braves first 5 minus a half, your best bet?
Yep. I have it at minus 110. If you can get minus 105, put whatever you can find as the best odds in there. I took it at way worse odds last night, but I'm betting it again.
Don't you hate that?
Right.
I bet it again. I mean, I make up my mind, It doesn't scare me.
Yeah, I don't let line movement affect my opinions. But
And you know what's funny is people are looking at it, and I know that there are some more reputable sites than others, but they still haven't cracked the case of figuring out offshore betting numbers and domestic betting numbers. There's no reliable source for both, so you really don't get the full picture.
Interesting. But that is the show. Best of luck to everybody today. Smash the like button if you like the content. Smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Tomorrow we'll do the show 1 p.m. Eastern. The games start all around 2. So we'll be on 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. may or may not be a Sunday show. Stay tuned. And after that, there will not be baseball for a few days. So we'll return when baseball returns. But best of luck, everybody, in your Raiders tonight, and we will see you again tomorrow. Best of luck. Have a good one.